Welcome back to the channel BBC Coin. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the 1974 Liberty 1-cent coin with no mint mark, and uncovering why collectors around the world are paying serious money for it. Let's start with the basics. The 1974 1-cent coin is part of the famous Lincoln penny series. On the front, you see the iconic face of Abraham Lincoln, a design that has been used since 1909. On the back, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of American history and pride. But here's where things get interesting. Some of these coins have no mint mark. Now, you might think something is missing or wrong, but actually it tells a story. Coins without a mint mark were produced in Philadelphia, one of the oldest and most important minting facilities in the United States. Back in 1974, it was completely normal for Philadelphia coins to have no mint mark at all. So why are people paying big money for something that seems so common? The answer lies in condition, rarity, and hidden errors. You see, while millions, even billions, of these coins were produced, only a very small number have survived in perfect or near-perfect condition. And in the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. A worn-out 1974 penny might only be worth a few cents, literally. Most circulated coins are worth around their copper value, just a few cents more than face value. But a high-grade, uncirculated coin, especially one with a bright red shine and no scratches, can be worth much more. In fact, some high-grade examples have sold for hundreds, even thousands of dollars depending on quality and rarity. And this is where the magic number comes in. Collectors today are actively searching for 1974 no mint mark pennies in exceptional condition, and in certain cases, these coins are being listed or valued starting from $1,200 or more, especially when graded and certified. But wait, it gets even more exciting. Because there's another factor that can skyrocket the value of this coin: errors. Yes, minting errors. During production, coins sometimes come out imperfect, and those imperfections can make them incredibly valuable. For the 1974 penny, some of the most sought-after errors include double die errors, where the letters or numbers appear slightly doubled. Off-center strikes, where the design is not properly aligned. Planchet errors, where the coin was struck on the wrong metal or blank. These rare variations can push the value of a coin from just a few cents to hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So if your 1974 penny looks a little unusual, don't ignore it. That mistake might actually be your jackpot. Now let's talk about something truly mysterious: the legendary 1974 aluminum penny. In 1974, the U.S. Mint experimented with making pennies out of aluminum instead of copper. Around 1.5 million were produced as test coins, but almost all of them were destroyed. Today, these coins are considered extremely rare and even controversial, because they were never officially released to the public. Some estimates suggest that if one were legally owned and sold, it could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars or more. But here's the catch: owning one may not even be legal. Yes, that's how rare and special these coins are. So how can you tell if your 1974 no mint mark penny is valuable? Here are a few things to check. First, look at the color. A bright, original copper red coin is far more valuable than a dark or worn one. Second, check the condition. The fewer scratches, marks, or signs of wear, the better. Third, examine the details closely. Use a magnifying glass to look for doubling in the letters, especially in Liberty, and the date. Fourth, weigh your coin. A standard copper penny from 1974 should weigh about 3.11 grams. And finally, consider professional grading. Coins certified by grading services often sell for much higher prices because their authenticity and condition are verified. Now let's be real for a moment. Not every 1974 no mint mark penny is worth $1,200. In fact, most of them are still quite common and only worth a small amount. But the rare ones, the perfect ones, the error ones, the exceptional ones, those are the coins that collectors fight over. Those are the coins that end up in auctions. Those are the coins that turn pocket change into serious money. And that's what makes coin collecting so exciting. It's like a treasure hunt hiding in plain sight. Every coin you come across could be just another penny, Or it could be something extraordinary. So next time you see a 1974 penny, don't just spend it. Look at it carefully. Check for that missing mint mark. Examine the details. Because you never know. You might be holding a coin that collectors are willing to pay over $1,200 for. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, hidden treasures, and valuable collectibles, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And tell me in the comments, have you ever found a rare coin in your pocket? Until next time, keep checking your change, because your next penny might just change your life. Today we are talking about the fascinating and mysterious 1993 Liberty 1-cent coin from the United States, especially the version with no mint mark. A coin that millions of people have seen, but only a few truly understand. Let's uncover the truth behind this small but powerful piece of history. The 1993 1-cent coin belongs to the famous Lincoln Penny series, one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. On the front, you see the iconic face of Abraham Lincoln, representing freedom, unity, and strength. On the back, the Lincoln Memorial stands proudly, symbolizing honor and legacy. But here's where things get interesting. Some of these 1993 coins were produced without a mint mark. Now, you might be wondering, what does no mint mark actually mean? In simple terms, it means the coin was minted in Philadelphia. Unlike other mints like Denver or San Francisco, Philadelphia coins traditionally did not carry a mint mark. So at first glance, this might seem completely normal, and in most cases it is. In fact, billions of these coins were produced, making them extremely common. But here's the twist: not all 1993 no mint mark pennies are equal. Most of them are worth only 1 cent, maybe a few cents more if they are in better condition. But hidden among these ordinary coins are rare, high-grade examples that collectors are willing to pay huge amounts for. And this is where the story becomes exciting. The value of a coin depends heavily on its condition, something collectors call grading. Coins that look brand new, with no scratches, no discoloration, and perfect shine, are known as mint state coins. These are extremely difficult to find, especially for coins made from copper-plated zinc like the 1993 penny. Why? Because over time, these coins tend to corrode, develop spots, or lose their original red color. That's why finding one in near-perfect condition is incredibly rare, and rarity creates value. There have been cases where a 1993 no mint mark penny, graded at the highest levels, sold for thousands of dollars. One example reached over $3,000 at auction due to its flawless condition. Now think about that, a coin originally worth just 1 cent, turning into thousands of dollars. This is exactly why collectors are constantly searching through old coins, jars, and collections, hoping to discover that one hidden treasure. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating coins in modern U.S. history, the 1995 Liberty 1-cent coin with no mint mark. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary penny. But hidden within this simple copper coin could be a story of rarity, mystery, and value that might shock you. Let's uncover the truth. The 1995 1-cent coin is part of the famous Lincoln Penny series, featuring the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. This design has been a symbol of American history and pride for decades. But what makes the 1995 version special? It all comes down to one small detail. Or rather, the absence of it. If your coin has no mint mark, it means it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Now, here's the surprising part. In 1995, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 6.4 billion pennies without a mint mark. That's right, billions. So you might be thinking, how can something so common be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars? Here's where things get interesting. Most 1995 no mint mark pennies are only worth their face value, just 1 cent. Even in decent condition, they might only sell for a few cents or a couple of dollars. But there are rare exceptions. And those exceptions are what collectors are hunting for. One of the most famous varieties is the 1995 doubled die obverse penny. This error occurs when the coin is struck with a misaligned die, creating a visible doubling effect on the letters, especially on the word Liberty and the date. And here's the shocking part: Some of these rare era coins have sold for over $4,500 at auction. Yes, from 1 cent to thousands of dollars. That's the magic of coin collecting. But what about the claim that a 1995 no-mint mark penny is worth $1,200 or more? Let's break that down honestly. A regular 1995 penny without any special features is not worth $1,200. In fact, most are extremely common and have little collector demand. However, if your coin is in near perfect condition, known as mint state 67, 68, or even 69, its value can rise dramatically. High-grade coins are rare because most pennies get scratched, worn, or damaged over time. In fact, a top-grade 1995 no-mint mark penny has sold for thousands of dollars simply because of its condition. Condition is everything. Collectors look for coins with bright original color, no scratches or marks, sharp, detailed features, perfect edges. Coins with a bright red appearance, called red or RD, are especially valuable. Meanwhile, brown or worn coins are usually worth far less. So if someone tells you your coin is worth $1,200, it could be true, but only if your coin meets very specific conditions. It must be an extremely high grade, or it must have a rare error like doubled die, or it must be certified by a professional grading service. Otherwise, it's likely just a regular penny. Now, let's talk about why people get confused about coin values. In today's online world, you'll often see listings where ordinary coins are priced at thousands of dollars. But here's the truth: just because someone is asking a high price doesn't mean the coin actually sells for that amount. Real value comes from completed sales, not listings. In fact, experts warn that many sellers take advantage of beginners by exaggerating coin values. So always be careful, always verify, and always do your research. Now imagine this: you're going through your old coin jar. You find a 1995 penny. No mint mark. At first, you ignore it. But then you remember this video. You take a closer look, you notice something unusual. The letters look slightly doubled. Your heart starts racing. Could this be one of those rare era coins? This is how collectors are made. The thrill of discovery, the excitement of possibility, the idea that something so small could hold such incredible value. And that's why coin collecting is more than just a hobby, it's a treasure hunt. Every coin tells a story, every detail matters, and sometimes the smallest details can change everything. Today we're uncovering the mystery behind one of the most talked about modern coins in the United States, the 2016 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Let's start with the basics. The 2016 1-cent coin features the iconic face of Abraham Lincoln, a design that has been part of American currency since 1909. On the front, you'll see Lincoln's profile, along with the word liberty, the phrase "I in God we trust," and the year 2016. On the back, there's the Union Shield design, symbolizing strength and unity of the nation. Now here's where things get interesting. Some of these coins don't have a mint mark. No S. Nothing. And for many people, that instantly raises a question: is this rare? Is this valuable? Or is it just hype? First, let's clear a big misunderstanding. A coin with no mint mark usually means it was made in Philadelphia, and that is completely normal. In fact, billions of 2016 pennies were produced there. So normally, a 2016 penny with no mint mark is worth exactly what you think, just 1 cent, maybe a few cents more in better condition. In fact, average values range from just a few cents to around $18 for high-quality mint state coins. So how on earth does the price jump from 1 cent to $1,200? The answer lies in something collectors dream about: error coins. Yes, mistakes. Tiny, rare, fascinating mistakes that happen during the minting process. These are not just coins, they are accidents frozen in metal. And collectors love them. Let's talk about the kind of errors that can transform an ordinary 2016 penny into a high-value treasure. Point 1: of the most valuable is the defective planchet error. This happens before the coin is even struck, when the metal blank itself has flaws like cracks, missing material, or strange textures. Coins with this kind of error have been valued around $1,250, making them extremely desirable. Yes, a penny worth over $1,000. Another fascinating error is the misaligned die clash. Imagine the machines that stamp the coin hitting each other without a coin in between. This leaves ghost-like impressions on the coin's surface. Coins with this rare error have reached values close to $1,000. These are not just coins, they're pieces of minting history. Then there's the double die error. This is when the design appears doubled, especially in the letters or numbers. Look closely at words like Liberty or the date 2016. If you see clear doubling, you might be holding something special. These can sell for hundreds of dollars depending on clarity and condition. But here's the real kicker: condition matters.